Ooh, okay. You ready?
Yes.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to our podcast, Two Sisters, a Different Point of View. I'm Nikki, and I am joined by my sister.
Angie.
This is the show where we talk about any and everything under the sun. Um, did you find anything interesting this weekend?
Um, Dang, I had said that I was gonna remember what we had talked about just what yesterday,
I know I'm tired too.
and we said we you said we could talk about it when we do our show, but I forgot what it was.
Me too, Angie.
God,
I don't even know.
man, I'm gonna have to start writing this stuff down.
Right, that's a shame. We not that old. I can't even remember what we was just talking about.
Right, yesterday.
But it's two interesting things that happened um, in Michigan.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, this happened actually here, not directly in Grand Rapids. It's a white suburb of Grand Rapids,
Mm-hmm.
and it's Rockford, actually, Rockford, Michigan. But the headline says, "Why are you doing this to me?" Michigan police violently arrest black man in his driveway after claiming he ran a stop sign. Dash cam video proves he didn't.
He didn't.
He did not. So in his driveway at home.
Wow.
Yeah. Thurman King, a 55-year-old black man, was driving from work to his home in Rockford, Michigan, a predominantly white suburb of Grand Rapids, late one night in March 2019. When he got about a half block from home, he noticed a police car with its lights flashing behind him. He pulled into his driveway and got out of his car to ask why he was being stopped. Um, you know they get scared when you get out of your car.
Yes.
Only when you black though, because when you white, they don't seem to have that same fear. But you know. Then it says moments later, King was tackled, handcuffed, and arrested, according to a federal lawsuit he recently filed seeking monetary damages for what he says was an unwarranted arrest. Ugh. Then it's just talking about the lawyers and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
The two officers, so two officers abused him. Well, it says who allegedly abused him.
Mm-hmm.
They're listed as defendants in the complaint. The lawsuit alleges that the two officers violated King's constitutional rights by arresting him for unsubstantiated traffic violations and falsely incarcerating him without probable cause. The suit goes on to allege Bradley and Abbott assaulted and battered King. City of Rockford and the Public Safety Agency are liable for the officer's actions and contends each of the defendants denied King due process. Stopping someone just because you can and putting information in a police report about something that is not accurate, that he ran through a stop sign, leads to difficulties that should not have to occur to someone just because they're driving while black trying to get home. As a black man, myself included, my sons included, we've all had times where we have been stopped where there has been no reason. Drew argued that because of their negligence in falsely arresting King, Bradley and Abbott shouldn't be afforded statutory immunity, a legal roadblock that in many instances shields state and local government officials from being sued civilly for actions they take while performing their official duties. I didn't know about that.
Mm.
So you, how do policemen be getting sued and stuff then if I guess they don't always qualify for that? I don't
Yeah.
see how none of them do really. One of the
Mhm.
officers is no longer a Rockford police officer, but the other one still serves on the force. It says, while we do not intend to try this case in the court of public opinion, we disagree strongly that the claims as presented here. We intend to present a vigorous defense in this matter. Why? When
Yeah, that's always the question.
when they gonna learn? I mean,
I don't think they are going to learn. That's why we have to separate from them.
do you think separation will happen?
Hmm.
Huh?
I do.
How long do you think something like that will take?
I don't know how long it would take, but I know Sister Ava, who is the national spokesperson for the Nation of Islam. I know she had been going on tour, having separation town hall meetings
Mhm.
to one educate people on what it takes and what it entails and stuff. So I know they've been talking about that. We had went to one of her meetings a few years ago,
Mhm.
because she's been doing it for a while.
Oh,
And it's like I know we want to target like certain states in the South, I think, that might be on the water.
so what exactly does separation mean?
So I'm glad that you asked. So in the Final Call newspaper, which is the newspaper of the Nation of Islam,
Mhm.
we have in the back a 10-point program, some program, and the Muslims on. And first is freedom, number one. We wanted full and complete freedom. Number two, we want justice, equal justice under the law. We want justice applied equally to all, regardless of creed or class or color. And number three, we want equality of opportunity. We want equal membership in society with the best in civilized society.
Mhm.
Number four, we want our people in America whose parents or grandparents were descendants from slaves to be allowed to establish a separate state or territory of their own, either on this continent or elsewhere. And he goes down further and says, since we cannot get along with them in peace and equality, after giving them 400 years of our sweat and blood and receiving in return some of the worst treatment human beings have ever experienced, we believe our contributions to this land and the suffering forced upon us by white America justifies our demand for complete separation and a state or territory of our own. And then that way we can govern ourselves. So we would have a complete government. We have, total freedom, justice, and equality.
So it'd be totally separate from white people, like
Yes,
how
we're not
Indians
saying,
have reservations. You know what I mean?
yeah, I could think something similar to that, but it's not like we wouldn't be able to interact if they wanted,
Right.
do trade and barter, and
But we'd just
stuff
be
like
under
that.
our own laws and stuff, like
Right,
reservation.
right. But we would have like a whole state. It wouldn't just be pockets of land like how the reservations are. So that's what that means. I mean, we've been here 400 plus years. They still treat us like slaves.
I'm trying to imagine it. I don't know.
I know it's hard to imagine because um, we've never experienced it.
Yeah.
I know Ms.
But see,
Farrakhan asked one time, he said, do you know what justice looks like? And, some people, we don't even know what real justice is. What is real freedom?
or we can imagine what it is for other people.
Right, right.
Mm.
Yeah.
Wonder if people, it sounds good, but I just can't see people actually doing it. but maybe over time,
Mm-hmm.
then it'll be something that would happen.
And I know the minister said that if we don't do it voluntarily, we'll be forced to do it because of, and he said that the killings, white people killing black people, it's just gonna get worse and worse.
Mm.
I saw a tweet somebody had posted or tweeted out. It was about this little boy. I think he was 7 or 8 years old, and we might have talked about that. He committed suicide. He was being bullied,
Just to
and
see.
he was the only black, this all white school, and he
I think we
killed
talked about
himself.
that.
He killed himself. I'm like, oh
7 years old.
yeah, he was in elementary school, a little black boy.
It's sad.
He went to an all white school,
Mm.
and I didn't read the article because it just seemed too sad and depressing. But from some of the comments, people were like, why did the parents, have the child stay there? 'Cause
All white school.
huh?
Have them in an all white school.
That and I think the little boy had said something about being bullied before, but they felt like that school, I don't know, was better.
I guess. I know it seemed like growing up, it seemed like people did think that used to be under the impression that white schools were better.
Hmm.
Um, and I remember the Catholic school, kids used to go to the Catholic school because it was supposed to be better.
Yeah, I remember. Yeah.
Mm.
But my thing is, I mean, as parents, we really have to listen to our children and what they're telling us.
Yeah.
Because if the boy had been complaining, I mean, that's a lot to put on a little boy, on the child to be in that kind of environment. And then how was he able to get access to the gun? Because I think he shot himself.
Mm. That's horrible.
Yeah.
I wonder
So
if they
anyway,
had it.
how
I wonder if, because you're supposed to keep guns locked away, aren't you?
you're supposed to.
Mm.
I mean, I know children smart and
Right.
they can get to
It
stuff, but
could have been maybe up on a shelf or something like that.
yeah.
He climbed and got it or something.
And then maybe, they should have moved it every now and then. So even if he thought he knew where it was at, you know.
Mhm.
But of course, that's what they say. Hindsight is,
Hindsight is 2020.
yeah.
Yeah, that's sad.
Hmm. But that's why we say we gotta separate, have our own school. I know we do have our own schools, but
Yeah.
some people just in that mindset, like we were just saying, that the white man's ice is colder.
Mhm. I think I don't think we are as bad about that as it seemed like people were growing up. I
Hmm.
don't hear people saying that a lot anymore.
Yeah. And then I don't know if his parents were from here too, because I think sometimes black people, when they come from another country, they think probably that
Yeah,
white people's stuff is better.
yeah. If you don't live here and know it,
Yeah,
you might not know it.
yeah.
Well, another interesting thing going on in Michigan.
You sounded country
I
saying
know
it.
I said that on purpose like that.
Oh, yes, okay.
I did. I'm not country. Kim the country one.
That's what I be trying to tell Anthony.
He thinks it's all of us.
He think I sound country. He said we all sound country. I told you that whole conversation we had about the way y'all say my name.
Mhm. And I don't know what he's talking about. Angela. But This article says living together is illegal. Lawmaker wants to change Michigan's silliest law. Did you know that was illegal?
No, I didn't.
Let me
A lot of people probably breaking that law.
I know. It says unmarried couples. Oh, here you go. Unmarried couples who live together in Michigan are breaking the law. And it says, hey, I'm not judging. I'm just letting you know that it's technically against the law and that there's a lawmaker in your corner hoping to put you back on the right side of the law. Like anybody was worried about that.
But I've heard that it's a lot of laws that's still on the books that if you go and research that you'd be surprised.
Yeah, I think it is.
I'm gonna have to look into that one day.
It's illegal to cheat.
What?
Because
Mm.
I think maybe a few years ago, I forget who it was, but man cheated on his wife. I think I think it was a black couple. He cheated on his wife and she actually sued him. And
What?
people were talking about how she just bitter and, just leave that man alone if he doesn't want to be with you, all this stuff. And I'm like, well, shoot. I think even then I knew it was illegal. And I'm like, if she can sue, go ahead. Why shouldn't she?
Right.
He shouldn't have been doing it.
Yeah.
But it says this one, the one for shacking up, was put on the book in 1931 and was amended in 2002, doubling the $500 fine that was originally put in place. So they're gonna double the fine in 2002. That's when you would think they'd be like, let's let this one go.
Right.
It says any man or woman not being married to each other who lewdly and how you say that? Lasciviously
Yeah, we'll go with that.
associate and cohabits together is guilty of a misdemeanor punishable by imprisonment for not more than 1 year or a fine of not more than $1,000. And it's not just targeted at unmarried couples. The bill also bans open and gross lewdness and lascivious behavior for anyone, including married couples, and carries the same fine.
Mm. Wow.
They know they be. It's like, why are these old laws? Why are they still laws?
People probably forgot they were even on there.
And then it's like you can even be considered common law. How can you be considered common law if you're breaking the law?
Right.
That just
Do they recognize common law in Michigan now?
I don't know. That's a good question.
They might not even recognize it.
I thought we did, but I don't know. But people in the comments said, some people said they actually got fined for it.
Oh, for real?
Like they were like I guess got in trouble for something else. And then that was just, I think the man's girlfriend, or he called her his fiance, who lived with him. I think she was involved some kind of way in maybe a witness or something like that. And so that's how the judge knew that they lived together and gave him a fine for that too.
Wow.
Really tripping.
It's like some things that should be against the law.
Right.
Like smoking weed and stuff, even though that might be against the law, but they sure don't be
should be against the law.
I'm talking about this weed, this new weed they be smoking.
The synthetic weed.
Mm-hmm. That stuff, it be stinking.
So that's legal too.
I think so.
It's like how would they
Enforce it.
yeah.
Girl, well, you could be driving, you could smell it. They should probably just go up and start smelling people.
Yeah, but you can't trust people, people smell you. It would probably, I would think, have to be tested in order to hold up because
Yeah, because you could be around somebody and you might not necessarily be smoking.
right, right. And you could just be mistaken about what you're smelling. You might think you're smelling synthetic, but you're not. You know what I mean? Like this, for instance.
Good
Girl,
segue.
right. An Illinois cop mistake mistakes urn filled with ashes for drugs.
What?
It was the man's daughter. Girl,
Man.
these police, and then they mess up and just be doubling down. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
But it says newly released body cam footage shows a father in Illinois getting super emotional as cops searched an urn thinking they'd found his stash of meth, only to discover it was actually his daughter's ashes.
Man.
In the video, the cop tells the man, who's already cuffed in a police car, they tested the contents of the small container. Why they be lying so much? And
Mhm.
believed it was drugs. Immediately, you can hear the anguish in the father's voice as he explains it's his daughter's remains and pleads for the officer to hand it over. The Springfield, Illinois cop closed the door on the man. During this April 2020 traffic stop, and then seemed to laugh as he tells other officers about the situation and says the substance tested positive for meth. The cop opens his trunk, apparently planning to do a retest, and you can hear the father yelling from the back seat how important the urn and the ashes are to him.
Mm.
And the man is now suing the city of Springfield, as he should.
Yes. He should get big money for that.
And
That's disrespectful.
probably didn't apologize. They
Mm.
never do. Um, but if he was planning to do a retest, if he really tested before, what kind of test they using that's not giving accurate results anyway?
Mhm. Man, I feel for that man.
Right. And I think it's a black man,
Mm.
which I was thinking, do black people be messing with meth?
That's what I was gonna say when, because at first I thought he was black, but then when you said meth, I was like, oh, he must have been white.
It's a pic because it's a little video. I can't tell from the video because it's too dark.
Hmm.
Maybe he not. I don't know because
They have his name.
that's what I was getting ready to say. I don't see his name mentioned, so he might not be
Well, he might not be black.
right because they don't have his name.
Hmm. Man, that's sad too.
So stupid and disrespectful.
Hmm.
And I wonder why they never apologize when they mess up. A simple apology could go a long way.
I know.
Oh, this one tripped me out too.
What's that?
You might like this one. You're a little conservative.
I'm a little conservative.
This says Florida high school edited 80 girls' yearbook photos to cover up cleavage.
Oh, I saw that.
Did you?
Yeah.
Did you agree with it?
Not in that situation because they should have warned the girls before they took the pictures.
And some of the girls were saying that they actually wore the same shirt and got approval for the shirt,
Mhm.
for actual school.
Yeah, I don't necessarily agree with that.
Good, Angie. And why they didn't mess with any of the boys
Mm-hmm.
photos. The article said that some of the boys had on speedos.
Speedos.
Yeah, maybe they were swim pictures or something. I don't know. You know how they be putting different pictures in yearbooks,
Yeah.
but they always targeting girls and women and stuff like this. That's what I don't like.
Yeah. Because I
Yeah,
feel like I just said they should have um, had a dress code beforehand. And then if they got approved to wear it, then, you know, they got approved.
right. Yeah, it says that there were several guys at the school who are featured in the yearbook wearing skimpy speedos, but none of those photos were touched up.
Hmm. And how much cleavage did they show?
Yeah, I was looking at the because I was expecting to see some,
Yeah, it probably wasn't
no,
even that much.
it was
Right.
chest. That's all pretty much I see. Some of them you could see, just how you could see that line when you,
Yeah.
but it wasn't tacky looking or nothing like that. It was,
Hmm.
I guess, what you would call regular.
Because if they could wear it to school, they could be in the yearbook. You know what I'm saying?
Right. I'm gonna show this one so we can laugh at it. See, look at that. See how they got, I guess this is the real picture, and then they put this over it.
Yeah.
All that is chest, flat chest.
Right. I was gonna say they white, they ain't got no chest anyway.
Angie.
Yeah.
I shouldn't even laugh at that because I ain't got much myself. But I get so sick of hearing how to, it's like they always objectifying females.
Hmm.
And did you know that now suppose well it don't apply to me because I don't mind, but calling women females is derogatory.
Calling a woman a female. Why?
Girl, I was hoping you didn't ask me why. Start me
Now,
to
that's like
whine.
a rhetorical question.
But
So calling men males, that's fine.
I never heard anything about that. But they say when you refer to like a group of females, it's always in a derogatory way. But I don't think that's true either.
Mm.
It's like they always coming up with something. Who agreed to this?
I think that kind of tie in probably with that whole LGBTQ thing and transgender. Because, like transgender, I be getting it mixed up. Transgender women are men who change into be a woman.
It was a transgender woman here a week or two ago. Um, got killed. Well, she at first I was thinking, is this a hate crime? Because I was looking at it and she looked kind of funny. But then I read the article and stuff, and then I realized that it was a transgender woman.
Mm-hmm.
That's why she looked like that to me. But she was, and so then I started thinking, okay, was that a hate crime then? But apparently she just fell on she was riding a scooter, it said, and she fell, I guess, several times. And
Mm-hmm.
then she was found dead in her apartment. I guess internal injuries, I guess. And then in the comments, they were saying she was drunk. But I was looking at, I had went to her Facebook page and stuff, just reading up on it. She
Mm-hmm.
seemed like a decent person. She did like feeding the homeless and stuff like that. So, but that was pretty sad.
I
But
know that kind of bring me to what I was gonna bring up because I was watching the news yesterday or last night, and this teenager, he's transgendering, or is that a word? Transgendering
I understand it. So go ahead.
into a female.
Mhm.
And so he plays on well, I forget what sport that was, but he said that when he fell, right, or she fell,
Mhm.
and something happened to him that was just a regular accident, but people started saying he don't need to be out there because he was on a girls team. And so
Because
people are saying that he shouldn't be on the team because he's biologically still a boy. And so I was,
he hadn't changed or anything.
no, well, because I think he might be too young because he was still in high school. I don't know what the age requirement is for that to actually happen,
Yeah.
but he was in high school. And I think because his mother, they were interviewing him and his mother at
Mhm.
their home. It's out here in Virginia. And I think he started like identifying as a girl, like when he was 14. And I was like, 14 years old. And that,
That's better than the ones that be saying at 6 years old. You know, those are the ones I really don't understand. Like, well,
Mhm.
5, Zobia 5, she was a frog a few days ago. You know, how you
Transgender frog.
so sometimes it just seems like especially when they that young, like 5 and 6,
Mhm.
so, like the parent just be taking something and running with it.
Yeah, I don't know if it started earlier with him, but I think that maybe at 14 was when he might maybe started dressing as a girl or whatever. But I know it's this thing where transgender women are being on women teams, but they're biologically men. And people were saying how that's unfair and stuff, which I think is unfair too, because um, biologically, men are stronger
Mhm.
than women. And it's just things that different strengths that they have versus what women have. And I think it's an unfair advantage.
Yeah, I wonder if they'll ever seriously address that. Like, are they gonna start where they have their own team? You know
Right,
what I mean?
right.
That don't seem fair.
Yeah, because I think what kind of kicked that off was this black guy. He was a track athlete, right?
Mhm.
But he wasn't doing good when he was with the men. So then he claimed he was, transgender women and all that.
On the
And
women's team and excelled.
he dominated. And I think he won awards and everything. And people's like that, that ain't fair. All of a sudden he gonna identify and be a woman and then dominate.
So do they think he did that, started identifying as a woman so that just so he could?
Well, some people think so, but
Oh,
I don't know. Cause I mean he was like at the bottom when he was with the men. Then
he said,
rose to
I'm
the
gonna
top.
fix this.
But what you think about like transgender people?
Like what? As far as what?
Like you think it's fair for them to be on women team or vice versa and stuff?
No, that's why I was thinking maybe they need to have their own team because it don't seem fair. Although it do seem like a man. Wait, like it seemed like a man who transgenders to a woman. Well, I don't. What am I saying?
You get mixed up.
Yes, never mind. Let's just keep going.
Well, what's the topic?
It's about the 14-year-old that gave birth and then ended up handing the baby to
Oh Yeah, you the one sent me that video, right? Because I did
Oh, I
look at
sent you that video. I didn't know I sent it to you.
I think you did. Because I know I saw it, and then I looked up the guy's page, and it had the actual um, news article or the news video from ABC News and for his area.
Yeah, that was a trip though. It was a teenager,
Yeah, wasn't she like between
14.
14 and 16
She
or
was
something?
14 years old. She walked up to the counter and claimed she found the infant girl and ended up giving the baby to, well, actually, the lady that was already sitting in the restaurant went to help her because
Yeah,
the girl eventually had sat down. The baby, I guess, wasn't breathing or something. And the woman that was in the restaurant happened to be a nurse
yes, yes.
and helped the baby. And the girl fled, you know. But I kind of don't like how they got her face all out there like that and stuff. Because I thought when you give a baby up, I thought that there were like safe places you could, um, leave your child and stuff like that.
Hmm.
And I don't like I'm glad she left the baby with somebody. So, but I don't like how they show her face and stuff like that because that might be embarrassing for her. And,
Mm,
I wouldn't want people to like throw their baby away or something because they embarrassed, they don't want it to, you know what
right,
I mean, to get
right.
out
Yeah,
and stuff like that. So I
yeah.
kind of don't think they should be showing videos like that. Like, go ahead and tell the story or whatever, but
Hmm.
don't be putting people's faces in.
I didn't know they had showed her face because I know I
But
saw the video, but I didn't pay
I
attention.
saw it because they show her going to in the restaurant up to the counter, then she sit down, then the other person, get up and walks over to her, ends up taking the
Yeah,
baby and going and sitting down with the baby and helping the baby and stuff like that. So yeah,
yeah.
and I definitely don't think she should get in any legal trouble.
No, because I mean, she 14. She ain't thinking right anyway.
Right,
And that's sad that she felt like she couldn't tell anybody.
right. So,
Because I would start there, why she felt like she even had to do that.
exactly.
And then who's the father? What about him?
Right. So that brings us to what did I call it last week?
Girl,
The
you
tri-
called it so many things.
the triangle. I don't know.
Triangle of love,
Yeah.
the Father, Son, and the Holy Ghost.
Did you have anything this time, or you didn't do your homework again?
I didn't do my homework again.
And you gonna flunk the class. Learn to call on your intuition instead of your mother for advice. Why you can't call on your mama?
Who said that?
This on our younger
Lord.
page. For many of us, it can be extremely difficult to believe that we really can believe in ourselves.
Say that one again.
It says, for many of us, it can be extremely difficult to believe that we really can believe in ourselves.
Hmm.
When you can tell the story with just the facts, you know you have healed the issue.
Hmm.
That's a good one, too. I can relate to that one because I'm just reading different stuff waiting on you.
Oh, I didn't know you was waiting on me.
Know that you are the teacher and the student.
I had saw one. Um, Let me see.
This
It
one,
was on
says,
Facebook.
this one says each of us is born knowing everything we need to know.
Hmm.
What that mean?
kind of make me think that that the God, because God, it resides in you,
Mhm.
and that I don't know, maybe you have, if it's not at the forefront of your mind, you have the capabilities and the
That's what I
wherewithal
was
to
gonna say.
find.
Maybe you had the capabilities to
Yeah,
figure it out, and
yeah.
I guess that makes sense. Yeah, I'll read one more. We are often inclined to dwell on and share the most painful memories. Okay, maybe I shouldn't have ended on that.
Oh, I found.
Yeah.
Let's see. Let me see what these are.
What you find?
I was looking on Facebook to see if I could find anything.
I actually had something, but I think I had took a picture of it, and I can't get to my photos right now.
Oh, this is a good one.
What is it?
A wise man once said nothing. Because you know, sometimes you run into people, they always got to say something back. Always got to have the last word.
Hmm.
Always got to talk. Be the one. And sometimes you don't have to say anything.
Yeah, that is good advice.
Yeah,
So that was a good one. That's good advice.
yeah.
All right. So thank you everyone for watching Two Sisters, a different point of view. We're gonna get on out of here before I get interrupted for the 10th time. But I'm Nikki, and
I'm Angie.
so thank you for joining us. And we will see you all next week.
Assalamualaikum.
Walaikum salam.